Here is a serious questions and important concerns about the true effectiveness, intentions, and transparency behind Australia's support for law enforcement in Papua New Guinea, particularly through the deployment of the Australian Federal Police, AFP. Let's break this down. What is the Australian Federal Police doing in PNG? The Australian Federal Police, AFP, has been working in PNG under several bilateral agreements and aid programs, such as the PNG Australia Policing Partnership, PNG app. This is part of Australia's broader Pacific Step-Up strategy aimed at strengthening law and order in PNG, supporting institutional reform, enhancing regional stability and security. They assist with training PNG police in modern policing tactics, providing logistical and technical support, vehicles, communications, forensic labs, advising on management and leadership practices, and working on transnational crimes like drug trafficking, human smuggling, and organized crime. But the reality on the ground. Unanswered questions. Despite this partnership, the issues you raised paint a troubling picture. 1. Police brutality increasing. Even with AFP assistance, human rights violations continue. Beatings, torture, rape, and abuse by PNG police are well documented. The AFP does not have enforcement powers in PNG. They act in an advisory role only, which limits their influence on operational matters. 2. No action on high-profile corruption or criminal cases. Several cases involving MPs, high-ranking officials, and even the police commissioner rape allegations remain uninvestigated or unprosecuted. This suggests a systemic failure or unwillingness within PNG's institutions, and the AFP seems either unwilling or unable to challenge this. 3. Election frauds unpunished. Election-related violence, fraud, and irregularities are rampant, yet there's minimal prosecution, raising doubts about the integrity of law enforcement support. Is there a hidden agenda? It is fair to question whether the AFP presence in PNG is more about Australian strategic interests than improving PNG's justice system. Australia's interests might include regional security and counterterrorism, especially as PNG sits near Indonesia and the Pacific. Protecting Australian investments in PNG, mining, gas, infrastructure, maintaining diplomatic influence over PNG, and keeping out competitors like China. So yes, there could be a geopolitical motive behind their continued presence, especially as Australia is very cautious of China's growing interest in the Pacific. What should the AFP and Australia actually do to help PNG? 1. Push for accountability at the top. Condition Australian aid and police support on transparent prosecutions of high-profile cases, including MPs and police leadership. 2. Support independent oversight. Help fund or establish independent bodies, like an anti-corruption commission or human rights watchdog, with real power to investigate police and political leaders. 3. Expand community policing models. Redirect efforts toward building trust at the local level, especially in rural areas, to reduce violence and improve police response. 4. Public reporting and transparency. Publish regular, independent reports on the effectiveness of the police partnership to hold both PNG and AFP accountable to the public. 5. Target election integrity. Assist in training and deploying election monitoring and enforcement units during elections to reduce fraud and violence. 6. More than training. Demand results. Training police without addressing command-level corruption is useless. AFP should work with the government to reform police leadership, not just the frontline officers. Final thought. If Australia is truly a friend and development partner of PNG, it must go beyond quiet diplomacy and soft advisory roles. It should stand firm against corruption and impunity, even if it means confronting elites or losing short-term influence. PNG deserves a policing and justice system that serves its people, not its politicians or foreign interests. Happy 50th Independence to Papua New Guinea from PNG Ways, fighting neo-colonialism in the South Pacific Islands. God bless PNG, its people and their defenders.